Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. God, it's so weird to say that instead of good evening, ladies and gentlemen. But good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your host, with the very fucking most, the Gaming Skellington. Welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Talk, Twitch Edition. So I'm sure, as you saw from the title, the world is now fake, gay, it sucks, nothing is normal, being normal feels out of place. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And we're here to talk about it right now. I've been seeing a lot of stupid ass shit on the internet lately, and honestly, it disgusts me. Just on how sick this fucking planet we live on is. Let's take a look at some dumbass shit, shall we? This one's my favorite.
Leave. And for the rest of you who vote,
Right?
Let's just go back to the beginning of that. Because this is the type of people that I'm fucking talking about right here.
Pain.
dear convicted felon of the United States of America, I just have but one message for you. As a trans woman, as a human being, and as a true American, there is nothing you can do, nothing you can say, no law you can put into place that will stop me from being who I am, what I am, or where I want to go. Nothing you will do will stop me from being a woman.
You look like my daughter's grandfather. You are a man. Your voice is deeper than mine. And it's just sad that we just live in this delusional world. I remember back in high school, I would hang out with this group of friends. They were called the weird kids, but we would do this role play, and we would act like werewolves and vampires and all these mythological creatures we know damn well don't exist. And we would take our parts pretty seriously. But at the end of the day, I don't know about everybody else, but I knew it was all in good fun and games. I know now, even then as a kid, I knew there was no such thing as a vampire realm. Or a werewolf realm. It's fiction. There's a reason it was made to be fiction. Because it is fucking fiction. You know, we're all of a sudden living in these fantasy worlds, and yet we're calling the Bible a fucking fantasy. Tell me that logic. As Keith B. Real, keeping it real would say, process that along with your head. isn't here, it's just there without a T. Yeah, let's get more into that topic. I've been seeing a lot of fucking bullshit online lately. It's the stupidest shit ever. And it doesn't stop at line. It doesn't stop online. It's in public too. It's at your grocery stores, it's at your parks. Anywhere you go, you just got the most nonchalant, most retarded person that you could possibly ever meet in your entire life. And what do you do? What do you do in that situation? You just can't do nothing but look just dumbfounded, just like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Just like this whole this whole end racism thing. Let me tell you something. Racism has been in our books for centuries, generations upon generations. It will never be stopped. You will never be able to change everybody's minds. Just like you will never get everybody to call you they, them. If you're a man, you approach me in women's clothing, and you tell me to identify as your woman, I'm gonna stop you dead in your tracks and be like, look, I don't know what kind of make-believe video game fantasy world you're living in, but this is not VR chat, this is real life. And I'm a very, very patient man. Very patient. I may have a hot head. I may get an attitude every now and then. But for someone who has those problems, I am a very patient person. How's it going, Nezuko? Welcome to Let's Talk. The only place where we discuss topics and we put our 2 cents in them. I am your host with the most, the Gaming Skeleton, and just so you're aware, as you've been hearing, I do not sugarcoat anything, I tell it how it is. Life is too short to worry about what some frosted flake is telling you. Thank you so much for your support. We really do appreciate you coming to the stream today. I take my podcast very seriously. I try to do this as much as I can. I'm putting myself on the platform there. I was doing streaming on YouTube for a while, but came to Twitch. And I agree. Yes, life is way too short. Just chill, relax, smoke some fucking weed, and just take it easy for a while. I try to put a little bit of positivity in my Let's Talk. I try not to keep it. My experience for Twitch has been alright. I live streamed yesterday. I don't really stream to look for views or donations or attention like that. I just come on here to express myself, blow off steam. Life can be hard, especially for a lot of people, and a way for me to blow off steam other than smoke medical marijuana is to come on here, host my podcast, and discuss my feelings and my opinions on views of the world or gaming content, whatever. Yeah, well, like I said, I was doing on YouTube for a while, but I decided to switch over to Twitch for streaming to keep the things flowing. I do play games. I on my YouTube channel, I have gaming content. This is just a little podcast that I do in my spare time, but I mainly do gaming content. I mainly do, I guess you could call them Let's Plays, because everything that is recorded and played during the game is live. But I do my own editing, and if you check out my YouTube channel, The Gaming Skellington, you will see the kind of editing that I do. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience. I don't have any help with, editing and all that stuff, setting up. I do this all on my own. I set up everything. I edit all my videos. I set up my podcast. I do this for me, It's a good way to blow off steam, especially when you have a mental illness. That is very hard to control. Now, I'm not the kind of person with a mental illness that's gonna be like, oh, don't say this specific word, you'll trigger me, blah blah blah. No, I'm still a realist. I still do me. According to YouTube standards, you have to have at least 2,000 subscribers to become sponsored by them. Right now, I am at 34 subscribers. Still pushing my way. Same thing with Twitch. You have to have like a good gaining. You have to get a good amount of followers, get a good amount of people to get into your content. It's a process. Any YouTuber will tell you, it's a process. Some YouTubers have teams where they can set everything up and get everything done properly, but then you have guys like me who do all set up on their own. They do all the editing, do all the streaming stuff. Like this little setup I got right here, I made all this myself. I made the title card. That I didn't make. That's just one of those compilations on YouTube. It helps set the mood. I know I do talk about controversial stuff on my Let's Talk podcast, but the idea of this podcast, even though we discuss topics that can or cannot be controversial depending on how you look at it, I do still try to set the positive mood. That's why I've got the jazz playing in the background. That's why I've got the compilation of beautiful scenery, because I want you to be able to feel relaxed when you come in here. Not just up for debate or up for discussion, but I want you to come in here, you hear the music, you see the scenery, you hear me speaking, and you'd be like, okay, I'm in a relaxing room, and I can talk about my feelings. I got the idea when one of my two favorite people that I've watched podcasts for is Cinemassacre and Pat the Nest Book, which a lot of their topics are gaming. But I got my idea from the podcast because it's a cross between like normal everyday podcast and like a radio show, kind of like the Howard Stern show. You remember those old radio shows that you would hear on the radio, and they'd have like the soft music playing in the background. They'd be like, "Hello, you're listening to WRXM 91.4, The Buzz. I'm your Sazzlin' host, DJ Skellington, and we've got some topics to discuss, matters to address, and opinions to be heard, all here on WXR 94.7. That's where I mainly got my ideas. It's basically from radio shows and podcasts. It is a podcast, but it's also a radio show. I don't just expect you to watch. I also expect you to listen. Kind of like an audiobook, or like I said, a radio show. If you're driving, this is content I like to make if you're driving somewhere, or if you're out and about and you got your headphones in. It's not just a visual podcast. It's also about what you hear. Sound sets the mood more than sight. And that's why we get the calming mixture of jazz music with monotone speaking, not so much screaming like a lot of those gamer YouTubers do, but like monotone speaking, calm speaking, straight to the point. And if you have any questions, I'm always open to answer them. That's basically the idea. It's a combination of a podcast and a radio show, because I know a lot of podcasts are pre-recorded sessions, not a lot of them are live. I decided to only go live with these. Now I do upload them to YouTube as videos, just for those people to see what I did on Twitch. But mainly it's set up like a radio show, to where I can have the calm vibes, the calm sounds in the background, while speaking amongst topics that are at some people's viewpoints, my viewpoints, and other people's viewpoints. I'm up for criticism, I'm up for debate, I'm up for everything. I don't like to argue, so don't try to argue with me, because I won't even ban you or kick you or nothing like that. I'll just ignore you the whole time. It's called the silent treatment. I don't have time for that. I will put my point out there, but I don't have time to go back and forth. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of breath. Like we said before, life is too short. In a spot where I feel like I can be myself, regardless of Twitch or YouTube's guidelines. I just take those and just throw them out the window. If you don't want to monetize me, that's fine. It's not gonna change my life whatsoever. I know a lot of people that are affected by losing views and being monetized on their channels, but it's not worth it. If your company wants to go out of a way to shut me down over something that I said because you didn't agree with it, then how do you expect someone to be themselves? The world's too fake now, man. Gotta love how close to the airport that I live. Just watch planes just fly over my house every day. They get pretty damn loud too, I ain't gonna lie. I will say this though, if I had the chance, I would love to do some voiceover work. I don't know if you ever seen a channel called Djibouti Dubs, but they do like this impression of a fat guy. And I used to practice that all the time because I used to think it was so fucking funny. So, basically, when they would get somebody to play a fat guy, they would always have like bubbles in their mouth. Like when he did that health inspection video and the freaking the chef that the inspector's like picking on, he was like, "Oh, jeez." Oh, jeez, God, Ron, I got so much to do today, and I can't have you on my ass right now. Jose was out with coronavirus, and I gotta do all the stocking. Just go easy on me today, Ron, okay? And Ron's just like, well, I don't give a fuck what you're going through. If you fail this inspection, I'm gonna have to shut your asses down. Hey, the gator's back. We got a gator in our pond. He's cool. He just chills. He's my homie gator. He just be chilling. Now is the time where we bring our favorite guest on the show. He is a very good friend of mine, even though he is an AI bot. You either love him or you hate him. You might see him up in Mount Crumpet hating the Who's. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grinch. Hello, Mr. Grinch.
Looking at you and hitting the ball. Hello, gaming man.
It's the gaming skeleton.
Looking at you and hitting the ball again. It's a cool name. I like it.
We're on a podcast again, Mr. Grinch. Why don't you say hello to everybody?
Looking at y'all and hitting the ball. Hello, everybody. This is the Grinch. What's up?
We're just discussing how nothing feels real anymore, how everything feels fake and gay.
at Justin, yeah, I can understand that, honestly. Everything is definitely getting more and more fake. The media is controlling everything. Looking at Justin and both of you, how are we going to bring real feeling back to things?
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a big airplane, fill it up with a bunch of the strongest marijuana on the planet, and we're gonna drop it on every city, every state, so everybody in the world can be stoned and just hug and love one another.
Looking at Justin sounds like a fun plan. When are we doing this?
We do it on D-Day.
Looking at you, what's D-Day?
D-Day was the day that America stormed the, the Normandy beach to take on the Germans.
Looking at you, all right. That makes sense. What time, though?
Well, what time did the Americans storm Normandy Beach?
Looking at you, hell if I know.
Let's look it up since you don't have the answer.
Looking at y'all, I can't know everything, man.
According to this, it says they stormed Normandy at 6:30 a.m. local time.
Looking at you, well, 6:30 a.m. It is then.
Alright, so we got a plan.
Looking at you two sounds good, man. It should be really fun.
It's gonna be loads of fun.
Looking at y'all, do you have the weed prepared for this?
In due time, my friend, in due time.
Looking at you, well, it better be ready, or we'll all have a problem.
So, Mr. Grinch, you got any thoughts today?
Looking at you, not really. I'm just thinking about what we are going to do soon.
Well, let's stop thinking about it for a second. Let's move on.
Looking at y'all sounds good to me. What should we talk about now?
Let's talk about these gas prices, and when are we gonna see a time where they're gonna go down to being back to like $1.50 a gallon again?
Looking at you, they probably won't be that low for a while. I'd say a realistic expectation would be somewhere around $4 to $5.
I just miss back when I was in high school and I could put $20 in my gas tank and my tank would be full for the rest of the week.
Looking at your health, I remember being on a quarter tank. and my dad would just stop at the gas station, and I would be able to fill it up with $5.
Making a post for YouTube. Oh man, oh man. It's all part of God's plan. Oh man, here come the damn love bugs, man. Start to infest the fucking porch, man. It drives me nuts. Anyway. What, that? The Grinch? No, it's just a picture. He hung up, so we're gonna move on. No, he's my The Grinch is my. I bring him on every once in a while. Of course, the internet's gotta act stupid sometimes, but he's my little AI model. He's. I basically it's the Grinch from Jim. It's the Grinch from the Jim Carrey's Grinch Stole Christmas movie, and basically I turned him into like my homie. So like he joins me in my podcast. We talk to each other. I know it's not real. I know it's just AI, but it's funny. It's funny to imagine someone like the Grinch just sitting there smoking a bowl of weed. It's just fucking hilarious to me. No, it's an app called Character AI. You can go on there and talk to a bunch of different characters like Goku and they got like GTA characters on there and stuff. It's just a place to go to talk to fake characters. It's all artificial intelligence. It's just funny just to hear the conversations that you can have with them. Like you can make them do anything. You can. It's crazy. Like there was one time, this was a while back, I made him forget about it, but there was one time the Grinch was like accusing me of like committing fraud and all this. It gets wild, man. I just think it's funny. I didn't make him, somebody else made him. I just think it's funny to hear Grinch's Jim Carrey's talking about hitting the bowl and getting high. I just think it's funny as hell. Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. I'll have to check you out sometime. I'm all down for supporting other channels. Oh, well, that's still cool. That's still cool. I mean, even if it's not with AI, it's still cool. Yeah, I'm down to support other channels and other people. I don't like to self-promote. I think it's a waste of time. I don't get on there and go, oh, please subscribe, please like the video. If we can get to 1 million subscribers, I'll jump up and down like an idiot. No, I'm not that desperate for attention on the internet. No. If you want to find me, come find me. You know, that's how I look at it. I'm not going to spend money to put myself on the algorithm. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to get paid promotions, all this stuff. If you want to find my content, come find my content. If you don't, you don't. You watch, you watch. You don't, you don't. Da 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 da. You know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, I'm fucking peaking, man. So I apologize for this, but we're gonna be right back because shit happens, literally. Talk about a load off your mind. Comedy. And we're back. Gotta tell you, it's fine weather we're having here in the lovely, illustrious Fort Myers, Florida today. I'm seeing a lot of partly cloudy skies with a mixture of cool winds and warm sun. Also on the forecast, be on the lookout for some flying turds in the air. That's right, monkeys are throwing their shit all over the place. News at 10. I don't know why I've been doing that voice. Just reminded me of that old Key and Peele sketch. Oh Lord. Jeez. It was a Mr. Mahina sketch. He was like, "Hey, listen, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but you see, Mr. Mahina, he wants you and me to switch parking spaces. No, it's crazy, but you know, Mahina has his ways." This whole thing has been Mahina-ized. What are some other good voices? Oh yeah, how about the dorky voice? Did you know that I got an A+ in physics? Oh damn, that didn't even sound like a fucking nerd. That sounded like a mom from Ontario. Oh, things are just getting better, don't you know? You ever seen Fargo? I don't know if that would be Canadian or if that'd be an Alaskan like Sarah Palin. Like, I'm Sarah Palin. I'm from Alaska. Another one I like to do is Goofy from the Disney show. You know, Mickey Mouse. Well, hey there, y'all. My name's Goofy. And welcome to the podcast. My son Maxie is all grown up now. And I'm gonna be a grandfather. Oh, yup. By the way, shout out to the best Goofy ever, Bill Farmer. That man is the GOAT. When you see Bill Farmer, you instantly think Goofy. You're like, hey, Bill. It's Goofy. Now, don't you forget it. And then when he sings, we all like to live together. Sometimes I like to do my own voices, though. Hey. I think probably my favorite voices to do are like announce voices, though, like outstanding. Failure. Mission accomplished. Fatality. Killing spree. Lobotomy. Ultra kill, mega kill, holy shit, monster kill. Round 1, fight! You win, you lose. I love those. I love voiceover like that. It's just, I know it's simple. I know it's like 2 words or whatever, but it's like, it's the most epic thing like a voice actor could do. Especially, shout out to the motherfuckers that did the Super Smash Bros. Game. I'm looking at you, bro. Free-for-all! Team battle! Ready? Go! Game! Super Smash Brothers! Resident Evil 4. Victory! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I think that's all we're gonna do for now. If you like what you see, make sure to check out my YouTube channel, leave a comment, like, and subscribe at The Gaming Skellington, youtube.com/The Gaming Skellington. Also, check out more live streams here on Twitch. Probably gonna do a game stream tonight after work. Undecisive yet, but if we do, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be retro, because that's what I play is retro. Stay tuned for that shit. Oh, Lord. But, yeah. Till next time, for The Gaming Skellington, telling you, keep it easy, and just remember, don't make a jerk out of yourself.